Why I believe he's Jesus. I've thought about this a lot, and it's hard for me to distill in a few ways what makes me believe that Alan John Miller, a man in Eastern Australia, is in fact Jesus Christ. I'll tell pretty much anyone who's interested that I believe that Jesus is on earth, that I'm following a man who claims to be Jesus. Um, and if people care to hear what I have to say, they usually don't think that I'm terribly harmful with my beliefs, that it doesn't look like I'm given towards violence or anything. Um, and they probably think that, I'm not insane. Um, Although I believe a lot of people think I'm duped and being deceived, and perhaps easily deceived. Um, and I can understand why people I can understand why people might believe that, because there is a lot of deceit in the world. There is a lot of uh, duping going on, a lot of lies being told, bold-faced lies. There's people that lie and don't know they're lying, um, or say they don't know, or believe they don't know, whereas somewhere deep down they kind of know. In the midst of all this, um, I want to provide three reasons why I believe that Jesus is who he says he is. To make it really simple and plain, um, but there really are a lot of reasons. So I would say the first reason is that he says that God is good, basically. Um, God isn't the great and powerful Oz behind the curtain, someone that is too afraid to show his own face because he's a scared person. Um, God isn't. There's this one book that comes to mind, The Golden Compass. In that book, well, maybe I shouldn't give away the ending, but basically, it's revealed that God isn't who he says he is, and he's actually yeah, not a very good person. um, and I really want to believe that God is all good, all powerful, well, mostly all good. Um, he knows what he's doing, he's perfect. I'm not interested in apparent, I'm not interested in seeking out the love of someone who has duplicitous character traits, who has mm, immature parts to themselves. And I think, I won't go too much into that, but um, I think you can understand why. I think betrayal is very, um, I think there's a lot of betrayal on earth, and I think we've all been betrayed. We all know what betrayal is. We all know what it means to befriend someone and to be betrayed. And it hurts. It's very painful. Um, so, am I looking for my bias to be confirmed in believing that this man is God, or this man says that God is perfect? Perhaps, but it's well with my soul, let's say. Another thing is that we have, so a second reason would be that we have kind of an, it's hard to even say this, to put into words, but we have kind of an infinite, um, our destinies, or our, oh, it's really hard to say this. Um, we can grow infinitely. Our potential for growth towards God as an infinite being is infinite. So we will grow and grow and grow and increase in truth and knowledge and love as we grow. That's important to me because it's hard for me to imagine myself in heaven, singing la 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 la, and then like nudging, the person to my left, like, is this all we're supposed to do? La 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 la. This is kind of boring. La 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 la. While we're playing harps and whatnot, it's hard for me to imagine that, and it's always been difficult for me to imagine what is the case, what is the truth, which is that we can grow infinitely. It's hard for me to cognate that, to cognize that, but that's what Jesus says, and for now I'm going to go with it. I believe in him because it's really difficult for me to believe otherwise. That we kind of stop at a certain point. I'm running out of space on my phone. Let me quickly say the last point, which is we have a soulmate. And our soulmate is, there's just one other person we're meant to be with sexually, intimately. And the goal is that we discover a love and a bond of heart with that one other person, which is eternal and beautiful and powerful and meaningful and all that good stuff. And that is also well with my soul. Why? Because I don't think you can share your deep personal sexuality with just anybody. I don't think you can be a floozy with your sexual love. I think it's meant for one other person. The sexual bond is a very intimate bond, and you can't say, "Oh, I love you today," and then you don't love the person the next day, ultimately. So it makes sense to me that you have a soulmate, that we have soulmates, and we're meant to find this person and develop a loving relationship with that person. That's all. Thanks for watching, and I hope this answers any questions that anyone has as to why does he actually believe Jesus, that Jesus is this guy. All right. Thanks again.